Subject: reflections on our journey and a path forward. Dear Diane, as I reflect on our recent interactions and the tumultuous changes within our community, I am compelled to address some of the profound statements you've made towards me and the circumstances surrounding our HOA's leadership dynamics. Your words, often poignant and reflective of deep-seated concerns, deserve a thorough contemplation to foster understanding and hopefully guide us toward a constructive resolution. One, on community standards and transparency. You once questioned, "It's none of your business which residents are in good standing. Are you in good standing?" This query highlights a fundamental misunderstanding of the rights afforded to us under New Jersey law, specifically the NJSA 468B14, which empowers residents to inspect financial records and understand the fiscal health of our association. My insistence on transparency was not an invasion, but a lawful pursuit to ensure our community operates with integrity and accountability. Two, on my advocacy and community impact. During our Zoom election meeting, you remarked that I hid behind that screen, just as you were hiding behind these posts that you are creating and hiding behind the residents after you stir up hate and anger doubt. Here, Diane, I must clarify. Advocating for transparent governance and challenging discrepancies is not sowing discord but planting seeds of accountability. The resignation of key figures like our attorney and the vice president, who may have felt the pressure of increased scrutiny, signifies not a fracture but a necessary shedding for renewal. Three, on personal attacks and misunderstanding motives. Your words were sharp when you called me a sociopath, con artist, extraordinarily deceptive human being. Such personal assaults seem detached from the tangible outcomes of my actions, which led to an environment where unethical practices could no longer thrive unchallenged. The departures and shifts in our board structure are testaments to the effectiveness and necessity of my and our campaign for better governance. In your passionate pleas, you've stated, "Just who do you think you are fooling? You have antagonized the board because you hate them." Contrary to the notion of personal animosity, my actions were grounded in the Radburn Law's requirements for fair elections and democratic engagement. The changes that followed, including the implementation of more transparent election processes and the shake-up of the HOA's long-standing board members, were not results of hatred but of a steadfast commitment to legal adherence and communal respect. Diane, while your remarks often painted my efforts in a negative light, it is clear from the outcomes that these efforts were necessary. They were not driven by malice or personal gain, but by a desire to see our community thrive through honesty and open governance. Continuing from the previous message, let's delve deeper into the specific issues that have shaped our interactions and explore potential pathways for moving forward constructively. Diane, your concerns about my intentions and the legitimacy of my actions within the HOA context have often been expressed through a lens of skepticism and mistrust. It's essential to understand that my actions have always been underpinned by a robust legal framework, including the New Jersey Condominium Act and the Fair Housing Act. These laws are designed not just to protect, but also to empower residents against potential abuses of power by an HOA board. Throughout our dialogues, you've highlighted perceived discrepancies in my approach and character. However, it is crucial to note that accountability goes both ways. As members of this community, we are both accountable for maintaining a dialogue that is not only constructive, but also respectful and based on factual assertions. The integrity of our community depends on transparency and the willingness of all parties, including the board, to be held to account. You mentioned that my advocacy appears as antagonism, especially in the eyes of the board. I want to clarify that advocating for change and adherence to the rules should not be mistaken for hostility. True change often comes from challenging the status quo, which may feel uncomfortable, but is necessary for growth and improvement. My aim has always been to foster a community where every voice, including those historically underrepresented or ignored, can be heard. Our conversations have at times been heated and have involved substantial disagreements. However, it is important for the future of our community that we find ways to move beyond these conflicts. Learning from these experiences and using them to improve our governance structures and community interactions will be beneficial for all residents. To address these issues constructively, I propose the establishment of a new community engagement initiative. This would involve regular town hall meetings where residents can voice their concerns, suggest improvements and receive direct feedback from the board. Such an initiative would ensure that all members of our community have a platform to be heard and that the board remains responsive to the needs and wishes of the residents it serves. In conclusion, Diane, while we have faced numerous challenges and disagreements, it is my sincere hope that we can use these as stepping stones towards building a stronger, more united community. As you continue in your role and influence within our community, I urge you to consider these perspectives and the legal frameworks that guide our actions. Let us move forward, not as adversaries, but as collaborators who share a vested interest in the prosperity and well-being of our community. The environment here, shaped by ongoing disputes and the atmosphere you've endorsed, has deeply affected my health and safety. Two things one should never have to question in their own home. As you're aware, my health has been in serious decline, exacerbated by the stress and hostility fostered by current leadership practices. This isn't merely about discomfort or dissatisfaction, it's about survival. Financial strain and social isolation. I don't possess vast financial resources, and the actions taken by the board, actions you've sometimes supported, have not only drained my finances but have also aimed to isolate me socially within our community. The fines, the legal entanglements, and the public disputes have painted me as an outsider in my own home. It's a painful realization that contributes to a feeling of unwelcomeness and despair. Considering hospice care. Given these circumstances, I'm contemplating moving to hospice care. This decision isn't made lightly, but comes from a place of necessity, seeking peace in my final days. I need to find a living situation where I'm free from the kind of strife that has characterized my time here. A place where I can focus on my health without the added burden of conflict and accusation. A call for reflection. This isn't just a farewell. It's a call for reflection on how our community handles disagreement and supports its members in times of need. I urge you to consider the real effects your words and actions have on individuals, especially those in vulnerable positions. My experiences are a testament to the need for more compassionate and equitable community management. Final words. I don't write this to evoke sympathy, but to offer a perspective that may have been overlooked in our public discourse. My hope is that no one else in our community ever has to feel that leaving for hospice is their best option due to the social climate of their living environment. Let's strive for a community that upholds the dignity and safety of all its members, irrespective of their health or financial status. Thank you for taking the time to absorb this. I hope it serves as a catalyst for positive change, with all due respect and hope for reconciliation.